Hello and welcome to the Every Other Saturday podcast for a brand new episode this week where Rangers have got the job done in a crucial weekend. Let's say that Celtic obviously dropping points in the game before. We then went and done the business, which we've been um, accustomed to not being able to do before. But hopefully, this is a new kind of era for this team and the manager and a different mentality that's been installed in them that we've seen obviously over the months that he's been here to go and win these games and capitalise on. Big chances that we've got in this title race because it is on now. It was a league that was looking down and out, to be honest, before Philippe Clement came in, but been able to claw back loads of points. We've got that game in hand still to come, and we've got Aberdeen obviously at home tomorrow. So, I mean, in that respect, everything's kind of playing in our favour. We just need to keep winning, though. It's just focus on us and keep winning. But obviously, we'll get into the game against Livingston. If you do obviously enjoy the podcast, you like, subscribe, and share. Um, Aye, it was as I just touched on, obviously in the opening there, it was a crucial game. It ended up becoming because of the result, obviously earlier. You just felt that energy in the stadium. For me, when I was in there, it just felt like there was a sort of renewed energy around everyone, and then in getting the result. You know, Livingston are going to be a kind of hard team to always break down and beat, but it took us about 40 minutes to eventually get the goal through Fabio Silva, but that was all through great persistence and a lot of crosses into the box, corners, sort of half opportunities. And we eventually got the goal through Fabio Silva. So the kind of relief was lifted for the stadium at that point. All the corners, I must say as well. If we touch on that kind of first, um, the all the corners looked really threatening. I don't know if that was a target to put Shamal George under pressure or not, but it's been a long time since we've actually had corners that they feel we're going to score for. So it was Abdullah Sima the last game we played Livingston at home, and then obviously it was Fabio Silva this time. Takes the finish really nicely, and then Rabi Matondo thunders one into the bottom corner, leaves you really happy at half time, 2-0. I think that's kind of all we deserved at that point. Livingston throughout the full 90 are offering nothing. I think they had two touches in our box, zero corners, zero crosses, zero shots. I mean, we've seen Greenock Morton come to Ibrox and put up more of a fight than that, and I think Livingston they're away, they're done this season.
I think they're that. I think they're going down definitely, which is obviously a shame. Obviously, love Davy Martindale, but it's clear to see they're most likely going down.
Nah, they're rooted. I think, as I say, they're Greenock Morton come to Ibrox and put up more of a fight, and you just wonder what is the game plan for these teams. Obviously, you make it hard for Rangers, but it felt like it was just inevitable we were going to score and score one or two more and get the game done. So aye, that was obviously disappointing for Livingston, but the team that started the game, obviously we were maybe expecting to see Oscar Cortez come in. Mohamed Diomande was introduced to the Ibrox crowd obviously before the game, so he wasn't involved. And Fabio Silva got a start up front, as I say, scored the opening goal, which was nice to see. If we go through the side, can't even really comment on the defence. Nothing didn't have anything to do with it, but I thought Tavernier and Barisic were really persistent in terms of getting up the pitch and felt like Barisic has earned a yard of pace since he's been out the squad because don't know what he was
Mhm.
up to, but he looked a lot better than he has done recently. I think Ryan Jack, as we'll always say, it's going to be so disappointing that he's had these injury issues because he's a top quality player. I think when you play Ryan Jack in the middle of the pitch, you definitely notice his influence, and he had a massive influence in that third goal for the pass into Cantwell, then into McCausland, back to Cantwell, and obviously it was a goal for them. So great for Ryan Jack to come back in, hopefully stay fit for the rest of the season. McCausland and Silva were the two picks of the game for me. I thought Fabio Silva showed why Wolves spent that amount of money on him because he's definitely got a lot of quality. The kind of runs he was making, the touches, the passes into the Rangers players as well. Just everyone was kind of complete for his forward play, and obviously gets a goal for his rewards as well, and nearly got an overhead kick as well. So really impressed with the two of them. McCausland is definitely improving by every game. I think he's making better decisions when he gets forward now. I think maybe at the start it was clear, obviously, you get your chance as a Rangers player, and he was maybe rushing a couple of things, but he's definitely improving and he's maturing in this squad. as is Todd Cantwell. Cantwell's really shown what we want to see now. He's scoring goals. He's just playing so effortlessly in the middle of the pitch now. And it's just great to see. And then Rabbi Matondo, obviously buzzing for him to get that goal. And I thought he was a threat, and he was sort of keeping things a bit patient, maybe slowing things down a wee bit much. And I think that's maybe what Philippe Clement's asked him to do, because I think again in times gone by, Rabbi Matondo would really try to rush to make the impression. I think he just kind of tried to take things back a wee bit. So I thought he put on a decent performance. Obviously, get himself a goal, and then 3-0 it ended up. Could have been more, but realistically, the job was done.
Job was done, and that was all it was about. Obviously, getting more points on the board, and I was looking ahead on to Tuesday night. But just one of the games, mate, where it was how many were we going to get? And you do, I really feel for Livingston, as I say, obviously done so well to stay in the league, but it just looks like their time in the league's probably coming to an end. But for us, 3 points, job done. That's the way it was, man.
Aye, and obviously that puts us into a good position. Obviously, going into the game tomorrow, Aberdeen have appointed Neil Warnock. I think we all kind of knew it was coming. Through the news that was breaking over the weekend, they obviously got a great result under their interim boss at the weekend, and they've got Neil Warnock in now ahead of the Rangers game on Tuesday. Kind of has a whole different dimension in this game now. You would think
Mm.
obviously Aberdeen will come to Ibrox and they'll always try and play out their skin to beat us. I think that's a given, but obviously with Neil Warnock at the helm now, they've actually got a manager, a competent manager, to kind of maybe steer them in the right direction for the end of the season. But I just watched a couple of his interviews there. He's obviously going to be a kind of box office special
Aye.
for up here. I think he's hard to not like, but I hope Neil Warnock for the rest of the season anyway, and especially tomorrow, can't get these Aberdeen players fired up and get a result out of them. So, takes on a whole new kind of dimension. This game, obviously, the last time we played Aberdeen at Ibrox, it was maybe a blessing in disguise. Michael Beale ended up getting sacked after it, after that 3-1 defeat. And then we've obviously played them up at Pittodrie. It was a one each draw, salvaged in the last minutes with Tavernier, and then obviously the all important cup final where we got the job done there. So Aberdeen, really weird team this season. They've clearly got the players, but for whatever reason, it's just not worked under Barry Robson, his tactics and stuff. What you kind of expecting for Aberdeen tomorrow under Neil Warnock?
Obviously, new manager bounce, so you're expecting them obviously to be up for it, but we always know Aberdeen are up for this kind of game, but definitely expect them to be up for it a lot more. Warnock as well, I just think he'll tell them to go out and play that game, really. Be disciplined. We all know the lines, we've all watched the clips. But I'm just hoping we come out tomorrow, we play our game, and we get the the points, mate, which is the most important thing. But I'm expecting them to be also harder to beat. But I definitely, as I say, new manager bounce, especially somebody like Neil Warnock, they're definitely going to be a lot harder to beat.
Nah, definitely. They're going to be kind of robust. I think they're going to try and get a result in any which way they can. Ibrox will be buzzing, as we said before we came on here. This feels like a massive opportunity now to really go and kick forward. I know it's the lines kind of used more often than not with Rangers, because near enough every game you play in is probably the biggest game of the season that comes up. But this just feels absolutely huge for what's to maybe come the rest of this season. It puts us level on points if we win the game with Celtic. Obviously, we then play against Ross County the week after, so this is absolutely massive. But one man you obviously need to watch for Aberdeen is Bojan Miovski. Again, against Celtic, he took that goal absolutely spectacularly. I mean, running one on one with Nawrocki at the Celtic centre half, turning him inside out, and then a great finish into the bottom corner. We've seen him do it against us before. We've seen it obviously at Pittodrie, scored a good goal up there. He's definitely a danger man. For me, up with Lawrence Shankland is the best striker in this league by a country mile. And definitely somebody you'll need to keep quiet. But some for Aberdeen's game against Celtic was the game was so open in the second half. I mean they struggled in the first half, Aberdeen, to really muster up anything. They couldn't pass the ball. Celtic had multiple chances. One ruled off with VAR. I think they cut the bar a couple of times as well. But then Aberdeen came out second half rejuvenated and looked at a different team. Obviously, get themselves in front. Probably unlucky not to win the game with the chances they had through Graham Shinnie, and obviously Miofsky scored, but it was offside in the last 5 minutes, and they definitely had chances to win this game on Saturday. Obviously Celtic pegged them back for a draw, but it shows when the game's open, they've got players that can carry the ball up the pitch, and I feel like this is going to be kind of similar against Rangers. We're going to put everyone into obviously attacking the game, but players like Duke and Miofsky and aye, they've got players that can really kind of hurt you on the break.
There's no doubt they've got quality players. It's obviously very a weird one after last window there. You were thinking maybe you would have made the move, or Shank would have made, one of the two best strikers in the league would have made the move, but nobody's obviously properly gone in and tested for them. But I'm expecting a difficult game, as I say. Also, a must-win game for us, massive game. Some are obviously comparing it to European nights, obviously the atmosphere, what it's going to be like, and it's good. Obviously, been touched on as well. The fact that the fans and the players, it all seems like we're one again, which is fantastic. Fully behind the team, and obviously tomorrow night we're going to give absolutely everything to make sure we get the 3 points, and we're closing it down, Jack.
Nah, that's what it's all about. Hopefully that atmosphere sort of boils into Ibrox, and hopefully that wind calms down as well because it's been
Oh,
just mental for like the last 2 weeks with windy conditions and just aye, weather's absolutely pish out there. So I think the team will stay kind of similar. I think Yilmaz has to come back in for this one. John Suter obviously will come in for Leon Balogun. Looking like he might be out for a week or two until they kind of decipher what's wrong. Might have broken a bone in his face, so might be a similar Danilo situation where they need to kind of monitor that. But I think the team was good enough in Saturday that it picks itself again. The only kind of question marks for me is, do you bring somebody like Nico Raskin into this one? Do you bring Oscar Cortez in for a full debut? There's definitely questions there. Obviously, Cyril Dessers back to his old self in Saturday, missing that one that went over the bar. So I think for me anyway, that's the team I would kind of stick with. I wouldn't make any changes to that.
no, I wouldn't make any changes at all. Yilmaz was unlucky at all against Livingston, not to score
Hmm.
as well. I know I wouldn't really change the team at all, mate. I think you just go with that lineup there, definitely.
Nah, looks like a good enough lineup. Hopefully, to get the job done. But aye, that's a quick episode today. There's obviously the transfer window did close, but it feels like that's been quite a while ago now. That obviously Oscar Cortez has been in the building and made his first appearance for the club. Adam Devine obviously headed out on loan. Jose Cifuentes is in Brazil, finalising the move to Cruzeiro. So think that's all well documented, and we wish those players obviously well. But aye, it's heating up now. This league campaign, and hopefully we can get the job done tomorrow and put ourselves in a really strong position for the rest of the season. But aye, that's been the episode this week. If you could please like, subscribe, and share. We'll be back with another episode next week.